so in love with you.
Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is gonna be absolutely bonkers. Now, the data is in and home prices are crashing around the nation faster than 2008. In fact, you guys, according to Redfin, we're less than $2,200 away off of median sales price from having national average year-over-year price decline, meaning that everyone purchased in those areas in 2022 is now upside down, at least on average. Obviously, all situations are different. Now, what we're going to do today, you guys, is we're going to dig into Redfin's new weekly housing market update. And then after that, you guys, we're going to go into median sales price, inventory, home buying demand. And then at the end of this video, we're going to do one of my favorite things. We're going to do a peak versus current comparison just to see how much money you would have saved if you waited to purchase right now versus the peak, which is roughly May to June of 2022. And you guys, the benefits are getting better and better for each and every one of us that has decided to sit on the sideline and wait. But do me a favor, guys, before we really dig into this video, like it, subscribe if you haven't, share the video, hit notifications, and shoot me a comment below. I would certainly appreciate that. But where I want to start with, guys, is I want to show you the top metro areas right now that are currently on this week's year-over-year price decline list. All right, and I'm going to try to keep my picture on the upper left. I hate it when it's on the bottom left. It's an editing thing. But as you guys can see, and this article will be linked in my description for you guys to dig into it at your own time, at your own accord. And I would really suggest you do that because this is, because the real estate game is all about empowerment. It's all about local housing market. But as you guys can see here, home prices fell from a year earlier in 14 of the 50 most populous U.S. metro areas. Half of them, y'all, in California. And this is why I keep telling you guys that California is, well, first of all, it's always the one that falls first, okay? And you can kind of see the reason why that is right now. Home values just went up too much. The reason why home values went up too much is obviously the Federal Reserve lifting the floodgates to demand low interest rates, free down payments in the form of stimulus. But not only that, unlike 2008, we had way more investor demand, and with way more investors purchasing properties, it created higher prices and stronger bidding wars. And also another reason is the bidding wars themselves. People and lenders got so creative with getting their bids accepted that lenders came in the market that were offering all cash purchase loans, right? Essentially, they would purchase a home at all cash and then finance the loan after closing. So a lot of reasons, guys, but take a look at here. Prices fell 9% in San Francisco, and that 9%, guys, add how much money it lost from peak, because it lost all of the gains from this year, the beginning of 2022. Obviously, most metro areas still had double-digit equity growth the beginning of this year. So that's minus all of the equity growth plus 9%. But you can see San Francisco, Pittsburgh, San Jose, Los Angeles, Oakland, Detroit, Austin, Sacramento, Phoenix, Chicago, Riverside, New York, Seattle, and Anaheim, Buffalo. New Orleans is not on here. San Diego's not on here, but those were on here. There's a lot of metro areas, you guys, that are barely off this list. And we're going to start saying that. Mark my words, you guys. And here's the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. All of these people that are shaming us for talking about being cautious because the housing market is crashing, in 2023, they're at the end of their rope. Hey! 2023, there's going to be so much year-over-year price decline, it's going to make their head spin. Their narratives are going to last for about another month and to month and a half. But the thing is, guys, is people already see that a lot of these, realtor channels, investor channels, they're just cheerleading to try to make more money, selling a book that sucks and other things like lead generation, right? So it is what it is, you guys, but we're going to start seeing that in 2023. They can't hide no more because the year-over-year price decline is going to be everywhere. And I get it, you guys. And even myself, the last housing market crash, it took me a year after being in the crash to even acknowledge a crash. And the reason that is wishful thinking, right? I was a victim of it. I get it. I understand it, but I am not going to make the same mistake this time. Let's jump into a little bit about the article. All right, so here's a little bit on the Redfin article, y'all. And the reason I'm saying this and the reason I want to read this is there's a very fine line between financial ruin and purchasing a home at the absolute best time. Very fine line. I mean, for some people, it could be a matter of months or, even weeks. But this is what this says. Quite a few buyers have come out of the woodwork in the last few weeks as rates have fallen. Many people who were outbid on multiple homes during the buying boom want to seize this moment because they can take their time touring homes and negotiate on price and terms with sellers. Okay. Now, here's also something I want to highlight. Okay. Most new listings are not going to start, and inventory is not going to start really flourishing until spring. And that is a seasonal thing, y'all. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is just because I plan on purchasing in Q1 of 2022, in Q1 of 2023 does not mean that you should, right? I'm doing it for my own specific special reasons, and I'll tell you guys that. But again, the point I'm trying to make is just wait. Don't even do lowball offers. I polled my channel. 91% of people said you should be making lowball offers right now. I say you should not be making lowball offers right now. Wait till next year. Wait till there's more blood on the street, more desperation, and then make lowball offers. And that's my point, you guys. If you rush this thing, the sooner that you go back into the market, the faster that you rush, the more likely it is that you don't become a winner. We're in a rare situation right now, and this is crazy. As long as you're well qualified and keep pivoting, improving yourself, we're in a situation where the longer we wait, the better the deal. Now, obviously, I'm not going into things like, rent cost, mental health and things like that, which all come into play when it comes to your primary residence, right? Which is not entirely looked at like an investment property. So in other words, you guys, just chill a little bit, all right? And I hope this video helps you to do that. Let's move on to the next part of this, which is leading indicators. All right, you guys, this is this week's leading indicators. Now, obviously, you guys, I'm going to have my housing market update video done tomorrow for you guys. I'm going to try to do it in the morning. It may not be till the evening. And I'm going to go into some really good things there, y'all. But let's start here with Redfin's leading indicators. As you guys can see, the interest rates, decreased slightly. So I was right yet again, which was really cool. Now, mortgage applications are up from a week earlier to 4.16%. But you guys, unfortunately, year over year, they're down 36%. This hurts me. We're going to start seeing more bankruptcies, more companies shutting down. We're already seeing it with non-QM lenders and reverse mortgages. Now, the Redfin homebuyer demand, because obviously the Federal Reserve is undertaking demand destruction, is down only 24% year over year, but it is up from a week earlier, 6.5%. So we're starting to see the data kind of improve, I guess, because of the lowered rates, even though guess what? The rates are going up just like your boy thought. I said they're going down for one reason. Christmas, after the holidays, up, up, up. And what's happening, guys? Just watch the 10-year. Okay, just watch the 10-year. Oh, Japan, I get Japan. I get it. I get all that. Now, searches for online are down 30% year over year. Touring activity is down a whopping, an eye-popping 50% from the start of the year. Down 50% from the start of the year. Pretty shocking, you guys. But look at this last thing here. Median sales price was $352,125. Again, this is according to Redfin. That's up only, you ready? 1%. If we get under $350,000 in median sales price, guys, we need to go under 350. We have our year over year price decline. Here's the problem. Technically, we only have one more week left. We have 1 week and 6 days. So we almost have 2 weeks left. I'm going to be following this like crazy. If we actually hit year over year national median sales price decline, I mean, geez, you guys, talk about the fastest housing market price crash in history, right? Spectacular price crashing going on right now. But let's go now into visualizing some of the data. All right, and let's start out with the median sales price. Now, as you guys can see, we are so close to going underneath that blue line. The last few weeks have had negative median sales price growth, you guys, but we're still above it. We need to get, under 350. We have one more full week of reporting plus 6 days. I don't know if we're going to hit it this year. I really hope we're going to hit it this year just because that would be completely outrageously epic. But it is down slightly week over week. I think it's important to notate that. Now, here's the next thing. Why is everything so messed up? It's obviously because quantitative tightening. The Federal Reserve is doing demand destruction to us all by, upper class, middle class, lower class, across the nation. And as you guys can see by this red line right here, is showing us that demand is down 24% year over year. And it is way down versus 2021 and also 2020. The gray line is 2020. The blue line is 2021. Obviously, right now, you guys, we are way lower than we have been in years as far as demand. Now, here's one of the leading indicators after we have, rate changes and things like that we kind of want to look at. And that's percentage of listings that had price cuts. Still, way high compared to 2020 and 2021. So super high, still double the listings with price cuts, essentially. But we used to be at 7%. Those were good times. Rates went down. People are pulling houses off the market. So that probably all has a play here, but don't freak out. We want this to keep going up, right? We want it to be 25%, right? Anyone that's on the sidelines wants that 25%, but it's still high. And I want you guys to know that. So don't worry, but keep your eyes on listings with price cuts. We're at 5.1% this week. Now, here is one of the most important things right now, which is inventory. That is the last phase of the housing market that I've been talking about. We need inventory. I understand, I've made the point where, we don't need inventory if ain't no one going to buy a house because things are unaffordable. But if we want a balanced housing market that's sustainable, that is a housing market of fundamentals, we need inventory. Okay, so week over week, it did go up. So we're at 3.7 months of supply in our housing market right now. Months of supply takes into account demand. Taking into account demand is important because remember also, guys, when people don't sell their houses, they don't rebuy. So if there's less people selling, there's less inventory needed to sustain fundamentals in the housing market. So I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. But it did go up week over week. We are at 3.7 months. We have way more months of supply available, way more than we have from 2021 and 2020. And I hope you guys see that. So that is absolutely great news. All right, now let's do our peak to current comparison. I want you guys to know how good you have done from waiting. Okay, we're going to look at, hard numbers here. It's going to be a little bit loose because I'm not taking into account down payment. I'm not taking into account, here's the thing with interest rates. I made a video. Let me talk about this real quick, you guys, but I made a video basically showing the correspondence of interest rates versus median sales price. And a handful of people were like, Travis, you can't do that. The rate locks are 30 to 60 days, but I'm not a loan officer. I don't know how it works for the 30 to 60 days. The thing is, guys, as a loan officer, I can certainly tell you that most of the time rates aren't even locked till 2 weeks before closing. Okay, now the lock periods from 30 to 60 days because after closing, the lender still has to package up the deal and send it in to be sold in the secondary market. So rates are locked for sometimes less than 2 weeks before a closing actually happens. So if I'm off at all, maybe I'm off by a week or two. My point remains, either way, you guys, let's hop back in because I want you to see how good you've done so far. All right, now, so in order to do that, we have to know where the peak was, and I'm just going to use the median sales price, not the actual loan amount. It's about 3 to 5, it's about 5% difference, okay? But I'm going to go with 391,000 in June 19th. So median sales price, 391. June 19th. Obviously, right now we are at 352,150. Let me see if this is updated. It's just showing 352. So those are the two median sales prices we're going to stick with. Now let's look at the rates right here. So the rate we're going to use, you guys probably already know, we're going to use for the peak, we're going to use 5.78. And for current, we're going to use 6.27. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I just typed in, mortgage calculator in Google. This came up. If I click this button here, y'all, oh, you guys can't see that. But if I click this button here, guys, it allows me to put taxes and insurance in here. So if you guys want, more accurate, you can do that. But I say just go to your loan officer because no one's going to generally know the payment like the loan officer, right? Even though I'm disappointed with so many. So let's do where we're at with peak. So at peak, we had a median sales price, not a loan amount, of 391,000. The average interest rates during that time was 5.78%, which means if you purchased in peak, your average purchase price was $391,000. Your average payment was roughly $2,289. Now let's see how good we did if we decided to buy today with the averages that we have in place now. So we take our current median sales price of $352,125. All right. Now the interest rate, obviously the updated interest rate is 6.27. Here we go. So right now your payment would be $2,173. Now you guys, here's the thing. This represents, all right, let me bring up my calculator. Let me bring up my calculator so I can just show you with a calculator. Let's see first how much in median sales price you saved. We'll take the peak of 391 minus the current average of 352,125, giving us $38,875. So if you waited alone, not only do you have buying incentives, not only do you have more options as far as inventory, median sales price is almost $40,000 lower. And that's just according to the data and facts, y'all. So you're saving that much money on median sales price. Now let me show you the payments. So peak payment was $2,289. Currently, average payment, roughly from my calculations, $2,175. That means not only are you saving almost $39,000 on median sales price, making it to where you're less trapped, you're also saving $114 a month in just interest. But here's the thing, if we want to be really fair about how much money you save, you have to times this by 30 years. So let me times it by 12. So in 1 year, saving $1,400 roughly times 30, boom. So how much money do you really save when you wait, right? You save, if you pay the whole loan on 30 years, which no one does. I know that. No one's going to pay the loan for 30 years. But if you did, you save another $41,000 plus the $38,875 equals, you guys see that? On average, and if you pay the loan for 30 years, right? So it's a 30-year comparison, you save almost $80,000 by waiting less than 6 months. Okay. And we don't even have a recession that's confirmed. We don't even have skyrocketing unemployment. We don't even have foreclosures. Do y'all see? We don't even have inventory yet. And still, you saved $80,000. So when those things happen, and if the Fed can't, soft landing, how are they going to do soft landing? How are they going to do that? We're in this mess because of the Fed, right? Because quantitative easing and other things. But do y'all see what I'm saying? So what's going to happen if we wait 6 more months? Will that double? If we wait 6 more months, will we save $160,000 overall? Think about it, right? Will we be able to buy houses for $70,000 less on median sales price and our payments be $250 less? Do y'all see the magic of what can happen? Do y'all starting to get this now? I hope you are, guys. Remember, you guys, I have been preparing for, I will argue, 9 years I've been preparing, but definitely really preparing for the last maybe about a year to year and a half. So I'm well qualified. I have the right mindset. And that's why I might jump the gun on purchasing, right? Because I don't think it's going to be the bottom in Q1 of 2023. I don't think so at all. I think it's more likely Q4, maybe Q1. I'm scared about 2024 because of the election year. So I'm going to, as we get more and more data, I'll start forecasting 2024. It's just politics are powerful. I'm not playing politics. I'm just pointing out that they are incredibly powerful. But other than that, guys, use the links, use the data. If you're a priced out home buyer, do what I'm saying, get out of consumer debt, try to make more money, budget wisely, stop wasting your money on ridiculous things. If you're a trapped homeowner right now, remember, loan modification is a solution. Contact your lender and see if you can work anything out to lower your payment, right? Or just sell your house. What I'm saying, you guys, is right now, there's still options for a lot of people. Now, there's still options for a lot of people. So don't just become a victim like I was in the past. Fight if you're struggling. Now, other than that, guys, I really appreciate you following along with me in this journey. I hope in today's video, you guys got some value, insights, and perspective. And if you're out there investing in real estate, I wish you luck and I hope you win.